This video will cover installation of QuickApps for SharePoint. I went ahead and I downloaded the product to my SharePoint server, and I'm going to launch Autorun. And I'm going to go ahead and click on QuickApps for SharePoint. Before you go any forward, make sure that your minimum system requirements have been met. And the minimum system requirements can be found in the Quick Start Guide PDF document. That's part of the documentation folder. Let's go through the installation process. We're going to click Next. Read the license agreement. We're going to click Next. We're going to install to the following folder. You can change that. We're going to click Next. And we're going to go ahead and initiate the process. We'll go ahead and select Next. The first option you see here on the screen is Restore the status of QuickApps for SharePoint, a web parts document library in your farm. Choose this option if you are upgrading this product from a previous version and have backed up and saved your feature status when you uninstall the previous version. I do not want to deploy the solution package. I will use SharePoint Central Administration to do this later. Choose this option if you want to schedule the deployment for a specific time, or you want to choose a subset of servers on which to install. If you choose this option, you must use SharePoint Central Administration to deploy the solution package. Install on every virtual server on the local farm is what I'm going to do. You can also change it to install only on a specific URL within the server. I'm going to choose this option and initiate the process. This process may take a few minutes depending on how many servers you're deploying this to. The solution package that is used by the installer contains all the files that will be deployed in the SharePoint 14 Hive folder. These files will be transmitted from the configuration database to your server over the wire. So we'll go ahead and click Next. Optionally, we can launch the configuration editor, or we can do it after the installation is complete. So I'm going to actually do it after the installation is complete. Just going to complete the installation, perform an IIS restart. We'll go ahead and do that and complete the process. Okay, we'll go ahead and click on Finish, and we just finished installing QuickApps for SharePoint. So what we're going to do now is, first of all, let's ensure that the QuickApps for SharePoint is installed on our 2010 environment here. So I'm going to close this and launch SharePoint 2010 products. Go to Central Administration. And then from within Central Administration, let's click on General Application Settings. You're going to notice QuickApps for SharePoint. There are a few links in here where you can manage the web parts by site collections, or you can manage the web parts by multiple site collections. You can manage the web parts by web applications, or you can manage the web parts, the QuickApps license. So by default, if you've downloaded this from the site, you're going to get a trial license that's going to be good for about a month. And you don't have to do anything within a month, but then you can also go in and add your own license in here as well. So this just ensures that the QuickApps for SharePoint has been installed. What I'm going to do next is walk you through the configuration editor, the step we kind of skipped through the installation. So what we're going to do is All Programs, Quest Software. We're going to go to QuickApps for SharePoint, and we are going to launch the configuration editor. So to edit the web configuration file, we're going to do File, Open, Web. We're going to choose the web application we're going to activate the web parts against. So we're going to do marketing content. We'll go ahead and click OK. And if on this screen you see any of these lines with a red exclamation mark, then the Fix button will be enabled, and all you have to do is click on Fix. This is going to add the right handles to the web.config file. Alternatively, you can also come in here and do File, Open, File. Look for your web.config file and open it up and make that change as well. Once this is accomplished, go ahead and save and exit out from this file. Let's go back to central administration. I'll show you how we can activate and deactivate the web parts on specific web applications or site collections or even multiple site collections. So if we say manage web parts by application, you're going to get a list of the applications. Once you choose your application, you can just select all and activate, or select specific web parts you want the users to be able to consume on these web applications. Similar to that, if we go back and select manage web parts by multiple site collections, you'll see again a list of the web application, a list of all the site collections. You can select all of them and then select which web parts. If not, if you don't want to select all the web parts, and go ahead and activate that way as well. Also, to make sure we can now start working with the QuickApps for SharePoint, what we can do, switch over to a site, go to our site settings. You're going to notice the feature My First App is already in there, but in addition to that, let's click on, this is a site collection, so let's click on Site Collection Features, and what you can do is activate and deactivate the QuickApps for SharePoint Web Parts Library. You can get that either from the site collection feature if this is a site collection, or you can even get it from the site features if this is just a site. So you can activate and deactivate the web parts that way. And now let's just go back to the site itself, and let's see if how we can add web parts to the page now. So we'll just quickly just make sure that we see them in the gallery. So we'll go ahead and insert a web part, and we're going to look for QuickApps for SharePoint. We'll select that, and we'll go ahead and just make sure that we can drop one on the page, and now they're ready to go. They're ready to be consumed by the users. So this concludes this video. Thanks for tuning in.